Okay, here's my lesson for the shortcut of multiplication for the number 25. And what I did was I created a worksheet. You should be used to this by now. Anyways, again, we would mark the text, which means that the students would read through this, circle any words they don't know the meaning of, underline things that they think are important, and then box in the task. And looking this over, I really do not think there would be any words. Again, algorithm, they would have seen that by now. So I'm not too worried about that. All right, so I made groups of, I made circles of 25. And I'm not sure if I would liken this to money or not. The other thing that I decided I should add to this would be the actual equation of what we're trying to solve. So anyways, below our sets of 25, divide each sets into groups of 100. And I purposely made these not perfect. I just realized I probably shouldn't do that for middle school. Anyways, I didn't make these particularly perfect on purpose. Okay, so then what is the total of each group? And 300. How many 25s did you have in each group? 12, 3 groups of 4. So how did you get that answer? Oh, I know. There was something else that I was thinking I would need to do here, and I think I would give them the original problem in this. This is what I was thinking of before, and then in this case as well. I think I would give them the original problem to start with. So then write an algorithm to show how you found your new groups. 12 divided by 4 equals 3. 12 divided by 4 equals 2. Use your algorithm to solve the first steps of your shortcut strategy. So this would give them, for group A, they would get the 3. For group B, they would get the 2. Check your first step to see if the reasonable answer. Know how would you need to change that. And knowing that it's hundreds, I think, they would get this. And then trying their strategies on other problems. Do you think your strategy would work for multiplication problems, any multiplication, why or why not? Then try the following. And then again, I like adding this hint here. Remember to ignore the decimals to begin with, and then test for a reasonable answer. So there was the multiplication. And then the division. The first part of the worksheet, we regrouped the sections of 25 into groups of 100. For division, we need a different strategy. Look at the groups below. How much do you have? This one, again, I decided that I should give them the equation that we're starting out with. Could you group them in a way, an easy way to tell? Hint, think about our multiplication strategy, inverse operations, and then use your algorithm to solve the first step of your shortcut strategy. So again, dividing this into 3 groups of 4 gives us 12. Check your first step to see if it is a reasonable answer to the problem. How would you need to fix it? So again, which it is, it's 12, so that's fine. So then try your strategy on the following, and then remember to remove the decimal points to solve. Always check for a reasonable answer. Create and solve each of your own problems to show your understanding of how your strategy works. So that would be for the multiplication of 25. The next one I did a little bit of a variation on. It says below is 3 sets of 9. Distribute 1 dot from the last group to make 2 groups equal to 10. Show how many are left. So I wanted to do this. I broke it down this way. So the 10 plus the 10 plus the 7. And the 3 groups remaining. And again, I started with 9. I didn't want to start with 99. I started with 9 to begin with. Then it says to the 3 groups minus 1 tells us how many to distribute from the last group. So we have the 3 groups. There's the 3 minus 1. I changed this from the 10 minus the 3 to the 9 minus the 2, what we got. And this still works mathematically as it should. And so I changed this up a little bit. Write an algorithm of how to find your new distribution. Use your algorithm to solve the first step of your shortcut strategy. Check your first step to see if it is a reasonable answer to the problem. How would you need to fix it? Which actually this does. This does not give them a problem. So again, then my idea here was to have them try it with 9, even though they may know their multiplications. I just thought of 9. I just figured this might be an easier way for them to see it. Do you think your strategy will work for multiplication problem with 9? Why or why not? So, and then I gave them the other problems to try, and hint, remember to ignore the decimal points. So that's how I did multiplying by 99. Again, I started it with 9. The next one, I decided again to use my C-note format to do. Our objective is to learn a shortcut to multiply any 1 or 2 digit number by 100 or 1.01, 10 and 100, sorry, my mouth is not working, and 1010, etc. The essential question that I came up for my C notes was, how does understanding how to multiply by 100 or 1 help me use the shortcut? Because this is what I wanted them to pick up. How do we multiply by 101? Again, write the original problem, solve it. And so just showing the basic, this is how we multiply. Then how do we multiply using the shortcut? I always love that the shortcuts have more steps. But again, it makes sense. Write the original problem. Remember that what 100 is times a number. And remember what 1 times a number is. And then we would add the results. And then this time I decided to do a second example because I felt that they would need it. So because of the different look to the problem, I just want to make sure that they are getting the strategy here. And I am still breaking it down by the multiplication of 100 and the multiplication of 1. And the reason that I'm doing that is, in this case, I'm going to have them try the example, and I want them to come up with the rule. I want them to figure out what that shortcut is or the algorithm is for that. And then trying it here, and then again with our C notes there's a summary. And if you haven't watched any of my videos in the past, the summary would mean that the students go back and they answer all of these questions that I have given them, and if need be, if they have any other questions out here, they're answering those in their summary as well. So those are my videos, and I hope you enjoy.